Are you ready?
Overweight children should be treated as victims of abuse, taken into care, and in some cases given radical weight loss surgery. So says Tam Fry of the National Obesity Forum, and this Tam is a view that you'll be presenting at your forum's annual conference today. Perhaps you better just start by trying to define what an overweight child is. We're talking about a child who is really very overweight indeed.
Yes, we are that, and it would be totally inappropriate if it was just a fat child. But there are children who are so fat that they're a danger to themselves in terms of increased morbidity, of other complications, and just a lifestyle which is so awful for them.
Well, what about this radical weight loss surgery? Do you really mean that? And what kind of surgery are you talking about?
The National Institute of Clinical Excellence has now passed the thought that this radical surgery can happen, but for those children who finish their growth process. Now, you have a lot of children, for instance, who have sleep apnea. That's when they go to sleep and the fat just rolls over onto their airwaves and suffocates them. So you really need to have something which dramatically reduces that problem, and surgery will do that.
But surely, in many cases, the trauma of the surgery is far worse for a child than simply being fat. I mean, you can just put them on a really good diet, can't you?
You can try. But that's a real problem, and it takes a long time for that to have effect. And I have to say, on behalf of the surgeons, the trauma that you might be thinking about, i.e. cutting children open, is no longer applicable. There are some very advanced techniques now where you can reduce the size of the stomach without really being traumatic.
But even then, even after surgery, lifestyles have got to be radically changed, haven't they?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, once your stomach is reduced significantly in size, you have to be on a diet which you keep for life, but that will have a dramatic effect. You are talking about something like 70% weight loss, and then that will bring the child down to a normal, reasonable size, and it will be able then to have a life which every other children will normally have.
You're not a doctor, though, are you?
I'm not a doctor.
What do the medical profession make of all this?
The medical profession have discussed it in great detail. The problem that the medical profession has is that there is no quick fix. If there were a quick fix, then without taking the child away and without the surgery, that would be, of course, the preferable thing. But it's not a quick fix. It's quite a long time, years of going on, as you say, a special diet, and all the time the comorbidity problems, such as diabetes, such as cardiovascular problems, are increasing.
So you believe, your organisation believes, that the situation is getting so bad now in some parts of Britain that this radical solution, taking children out of the home because they're overweight, is about the only place you've got left to go?
Not just us, because the Local Government Association believed that too. And the BMA was discussing this as a serious option last year. It has got that bad. We've got to start thinking about the unthinkable.
We know that, obviously, not giving your children enough, that having malnourished children is terrible, evil, I would say, probably. Why do we not think that giving children too much of the wrong food is just as bad?
Because, if you will, it's a late arrival on the scene, and we haven't really started to understand the severity of severe obesity. We worry tremendously about malnutrition, and nobody has any problem with removing the child from the parental home in order to solve that. What we have got to start thinking is that the other end of the spectrum, the problem is just as awful.
Tam Fry, thank you very much indeed. Tam represents the National Obesity Forum. We'd obviously welcome your views on that. You can contact us via email. It's bbc.co.uk/Radio 4